one of the hardest parts about parenting is realizing your role is always evolving. It's always changing. At first, you're the teacher, you're the protector, you're the one with all the answers. But if you're fortunate, there comes a day when the child you've spent years teaching becomes someone you begin learning from. So for Tim and Marisa Ridgeway, sports became the language that carried them through every stage of that journey, just like Nash and myself. From youth sports to golf courses to football Saturdays, these moments became something much bigger than the games themselves. They became the foundation of a lifelong friendship. This is a conversation about parenting, about growing up, and about learning to let go, and also about discovering that sometimes the greatest lessons come from the very people we raised. Here's our conversation with Tim and Marisa Ridgeway. Welcome back to He Said, Sun Said, where sports is the backdrop, but life is the conversation. I am Matt.
I am Nash. Of course, the sun. Of course.
Of course, the sun. We got episode 17 here, right?
Yep, the big 1-7.
Right? And for a lot of families, they have different love languages.
Oh, yeah.
It could be traditions. It could be food.
Dancing, music.
Say dancing. But for us, it's always been what?
Sports.
Right?
Easy.
And that's why we started this whole endeavor right here, right? Well, what we've gotten with us today are two people very similar to us. It is insane. From coaching to caddying to being the athlete to someone who's now a sports podcaster herself. It is incredible what they've built through sports, and I cannot wait to get into it. I am so happy to have Marisa and Tim Ridgeway here with us today. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, Tim, I want to start with you, all right? Tell us about where you grew up. What kind of kid were you like? What sports did you play? All that sort of stuff. Because I think I'm correct. You grew up in upstate New York, right?
Yes, I did. And I grew up in this very, very large metropolitan area called Niagara Falls, New York, which had about 98,000 people in it.
Oh, my gosh.
So I often tell people, I always say Buffalo because it's more like an American city, because when I say Niagara Falls, they immediately say, oh, Canada. So that's how I make sure that they understand exactly where I'm from.
Okay.
But I was the youngest of three children in my household. My brother, who's 4 years older than me, and my sister is 15 years older than me. So you can imagine with that kind of age gap, you found ways to entertain yourself, and growing up as a kid, that's all we had were sports. Right. We played baseball, we played football, we played basketball, and there were some of us who actually played hockey because we were in the ice belt, if you will, in upstate New York.
Okay.
I'm not.
So how did Alabama come into play?
I mean, that's really interesting to be a kid from upstate New York, turning into an Alabama fan.
Well, you're going to laugh when I say this. I was watching football one day, and if you remember Johnny Musso.
No. You'd have to hit me on that one.
Johnny Musso was Joe Namath vintage.
Oh, okay.
He was playing with a torn-off shirt. The only thing was showing was his six-pack. And I thought that was so damn cool, right?
I love that.
But that's essentially how I became, kind of interested in Alabama. Now, keep in mind, you didn't get much SEC football.
I bet not.
In New York State. But when I moved down to Atlanta back in 1996, obviously this is an SEC haven.
Oh, yeah.
And Roll Tide reigned supreme. So even though I lived in Georgia, I still maintain my ties to Alabama.
Roll Tide,
And it
baby.
just so happens that my daughter went to school there, so that even solidified that.
I can only imagine.
I mean, solid.
Right?
Solid as a rock.
I mean, all right. So, Marissa, for you, growing up the oldest of two daughters, like, how did sports become your thing?
Well, it's funny because we grew up in a really tight-knit neighborhood. So before we moved to Atlanta, we lived outside of Annapolis. And you growing up in the 90s, there were only so many things that you can get into, right? We didn't
It
have
was Pac-Man. What else?
we had Mortal Kombat, we had Cruisin' USA,
Ooh.
and we had it was a Mario. Super Mario Brothers, because that was what Dad and I did. We played Sega Genesis together. But so that was the 90s version of Roof Ball. It was an absolute free-for-all.
So were you always super competitive?
Always super competitive. It's crazy. I don't know really I don't know where I got it from, but it's always just been fun playing sports. I mean, I grew up playing soccer. I played softball. It's just always been something fun, but I think that has something to do with like eldest daughter psychology, where we have to be the best. So yeah, it just kind of runs in my blood.
That's amazing.
I remember being like my coach, and I just was competitive with you, especially because I didn't want to listen to you.
No, and still to this day, he doesn't want to listen to me. So that's nothing.
He's not even my coach anymore. He's on the sidelines, and he's like hustle more. I'm like, I'm trying my best. You're also not on the court.
Oh my gosh, I always get that. Oh, all right. So, when was that shift for you, Marissa? Where sports became that thing between you and your dad? Like, where was the shift?
I think it was when, Dad was coaching my soccer team. It was kind of like, that was our buddy thing.
Okay.
But also it's kind of funny because when you're the eldest daughter of two daughters, it's kind of like, well, Dad's totally outnumbered. So who's going to hang out with Dad? Right. So it was always me and Dad in the front seat on road trips. It was always me and Dad out in the backyard playing catch. So I don't know. I was kind of just like, hey, I'm the oldest daughter and I'm going to hang out with Dad, and like the little sister can go hang out with Mom. So that was just like always our thing. And we both like sports. We're both super athletic. We both kind of like understand the mechanics behind a lot of different sports. And it's always something that we can always like chat about.
How did y'all like separate game day from family life? Because it's kind of hard with us. Because it's like game day is like almost every day for us because we watch multiple different sports,
right?
Multiple different days,
right?
So it's kind of difficult.
Well, and then even that, like from him coaching you, like how do you separate that too?
I would say definitely when I was younger, it was harder, right? Because Nash, similar to what you said, it's real hard to hear your dad as your coach, right? It's always a little difficult to hear the constructive criticism. It's hard. Hearing constructive criticism is hard regardless of who you hear it from. It's even harder when you hear it from like your dad, because not only is that somebody that's telling you everything that you're doing wrong, but also in your head, you know what you're doing wrong and you're trying really hard to make them proud. And like, you don't like, it's different. There's a difference in like making a coach that has no relation to you disappointed. Because it's like, all right, well, I don't have to go home and see that guy. But then like to disappoint your coach that's your dad, it's like, I have to work 3 times as hard. So I'm going to be 3 times as hard on myself.
Oh yeah.
Matt, it's like having one throttle, right? Because I didn't have a boy and a girl.
Right.
I only knew one way to coach.
Right. Yeah.
Which was hard.
Right. Right.
I mean, I didn't have a soft side of coaching, right? So when you have the ability to throttle between a boy and a girl coaching, you learn sort of be a little softer, don't be as hard. I only knew one way because I was always a competitive kid growing up too. I mean, I was a tri-sport player. I played football, basketball, and baseball.
Oh wow! Okay,
3 sports.
Yeah. So, what was it like coaching her friends or other teammates? Like, was it the same?
Back in those days, I first of all, I've always had an affinity for kids, even going back to college, right? So I've always been a little more accommodating for the passion level with kids playing sports, especially girls playing sports, right? Because I know that they may have other things on their mind, so I try, and it's almost like you got to corral the cats in the fence first, and then find something that really attracts them all and just say run towards it.
Right.
And that, like when it was soccer, it was like, hey, run towards that ball. It would all like, it's like the Charlie Brown cartoon, it'd be like a big dust bowl. They'd all be like, kicking dust up, going towards the ball, right? And that was all you needed to do, was just to get them focused on something.
Yeah. So, you were also her caddy, right, for golf. Is there any difference between like being a caddy or you're being a coach, or is it the same, really?
Well, it's very different because I'm an avid golfer as well.
Okay.
And one of the things I've always learned about, especially with golf, it's very difficult for anybody to be like you because the body composition is different.
Yeah.
The swing mechanics are different. The aggressiveness is different. So you just find things that help them get to their comfort zone and just say, do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best way I know how to make that transition.
Yeah. Do y'all each have one unforgettable round together? Like, say, like a hole in one or like a really good like round or like
you got out of a jam or something like that.
I don't, Marissa, can you think of one? I mean, we played in Charlotte a couple of years ago with couple of your friends.
No, I can't think. No, I get so nervous playing in front of Dad because he's so good. I mean, like, I was on my girls' varsity golf team in high school, and this was like on the heels of my dad having played against Tiger Woods like a pro-am championship. So I'm like, I'm just okay. Oddly, when I'm not playing with him is when I play my best golf. But I do remember just like sinking this eagle putt at this company golf tournament not too long ago. And like the first thing I had to do was just like, I had to call my dad. I was like, Dad, I just sank this eagle putt. Like I did it for the team. Like I knew he'd be so proud. Actually, I feel like not too long ago, I was playing with him in Atlanta. And I was super proud of myself because I had been working on my game and I was like absolutely crushing it. I was getting it on the green in like 2 shots. I think there were a couple par 3s where I was getting it on the green in like 1. But I was just really proud of like how consistently well I was playing. I don't know if he saw it or not, but I was pumped about it.
I mean,
see, I've never played customer golf in my life.
Okay.
Well, okay. I play to kill.
Okay. I love that.
That's a good mentality.
That is. I mean,
I'm not scared of you on the golf course because you are. Oof.
I'm bad. I'm really, really bad. So
same camp.
Tell me about conversations on the golf course. Were there been any moments where it's like, oh my gosh, we could only do this here?
Well, I sometimes have a tendency to. Sometimes I coach along the way when we play, and I even though I try not to, and the only reason I do it is because I have a teaching certificate. But I understand that the place to work this stuff out is not when you're playing against somebody that's at the driving range.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I find myself sometimes we have these conversations like, okay, honey, make sure you watch your grip pressure, watch your club positioning, make sure you got your balance right. And I find myself getting to the point where it's way too much information, It's kind of like overload. And then I'll just go dead silent. It'll be radio silence. It's like, okay, if you don't have it now, you probably won't get it today. So I'm just going to turn the volume down.
Yes.
Yeah. Just let me breathe.
All right. So let's talk about sports at home. Yeah. Right. You can already tell. Let's talk about debating sports because you can tell Nash and I probably go toe to toe and head to head on all sorts of things. Talk to me about sports at home, watching, debating. What's that like for you guys?
Oh, you better lead, Marissa, because I've got my opinion on that. Go ahead, babe.
Well, listen, I think it's different, right? Because I spend my weeks actively debating with my best friend on our sports podcast. And so like now I'm on a tear. So I've got a lot of opinions about a lot of different things. I felt bad last week because one of the episodes that I did, Dad was like, why are you bashing my Falcons? And I'm like, because the Falcons suck and they don't want to win football and that's infuriating. even, despite the fact that, I don't even know if I want to claim Tua as an Alabama alum anymore, but like, even though, my alum is the quarterback for the Falcons, I'm like, the Falcons don't want to win football games. And so I think we do butt heads a lot, but I do feel that I make enough solid points to where we agree on a lot of things, because we're on the same page about a lot of stuff, right? But especially when it comes to like football season, once August hits me, like I'm in full college football mode. You can't tell me anything. So we're probably going to be butting heads a little bit about like interconference. Like I've got a lot of opinions about NIL that I feel like Dad and I have been on the same page about that.
Okay.
And so it's just, I don't know. I think it just depends, but I don't know. I feel like we don't butt heads a lot, but I do kind of question some of his football allegiances.
You know what's bad, Matt?
What?
I'm actually getting to the point with Marissa where I'm a little intimidated.
Oh, I love that.
Listen, I played college football, played high school football, junior varsity. I've been football all my life. I played basketball, youth baseball. I mean, I've been in sports, since I was an infant, it seems like.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden my daughter's like giving me freaking pointers and making sense to me. And I'm like, damn, that did make sense.
Yep.
Now I'm like, I got to watch what I say because she's like a fact factory.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It sounds like,
and I got to be careful that I don't say anything. I got to wake up with egg on my face.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
That sounds like me a lot, because I put him through the ringer a lot.
Yeah.
Because, not gonna lie, I look at ESPN as much as I can every single day. If I have the opportunity, I look at it. I look at stats. I go through everything.
He's constantly absorbing stuff and
I'm like,
trying to show
Dad,
me
this is what's happening. And he's like, no, this is not what should happen. Also, to back up the whole Atlanta Falcons thing, I am a Panthers fan.
Yeah, so don't even.
I am a Panthers fan, and there's an Alabama alumni as my quarterback, Bryce Young. I love the dude. I really hope he does good this season.
I would love to see Marissa's take on Bryce Young.
I really hope he does good.
Come on, Marissa, give it to me.
Please.
I need it. Give me your take on Bryce Young. All right, so we're gonna pivot for a second.
When I get
because
I'm sorry, when I get to Bryce Young, I gotta talk.
I know, but I love, Marissa, where you're heading on sports debating, because let's go into your podcast. At what point were you like, hey, I want to do this, like, and why?
So, it's the premise of Sports Uncorked. It literally is just having a conversation. It's talking sports with your best friend, and that's what it is. So me and my best friend Rachel, we have been friends since my sophomore year at the University of Alabama. And really, it just came down to whenever we would go to watch football games, it was always us, two girls, sitting at the bar, going head to head with the guys. And it was funny. We always joke that a bar full of boys hates to see us coming because we're not going to back down from our opinions. And we are highly educated and we are highly opinionated and we know our stuff. And I think that's where it came to be, where it's just kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a buddy podcast, but it is. I mean, it's imagine sitting down, having a glass of wine with your best friend and being like, hey, did you see that game last night? And so that's kind of like the premise of it. And it's great because like I love Rachel and she and I are on the same page and we debate all the time. And it's kind of just like a unknown voice, I think. And it's funny because I heard Nash say that he watches like a ton of ESPN, and like during COVID, I was watching a ton of ESPN too. And I just recently stopped, mostly because I get so sick and tired of 6 hours of Greeny, Dan Orlovsky, and Stephen A. Smith screaming at me like I can feel their veins throbbing through the television. He can do it in a normal way.
I get you. So what surprised you most about sort of the podcasting realm and going into it? What's been that one thing you're like, whoa, okay.
It's funny. When we first got started, I thought we were going to do 5 episodes and be done. Like I thought we were going to like have our fill. This was going to be our hobby. And, we're getting ready to roll out season 3. What shocks me is that 1, we're making it to season 3. too.
Right.
I think I'm shocked by just like the feedback that we get on a regular basis. Like we get a lot of feedback from people that we didn't know are even watching the show. And I think that is what surprised me the most, that, my voice is not as loud as a Stephen A. Smith. I am not on TV as much as even like a Mina Kimes, right? But I still have someone that feels that like my opinion is validated and justified enough to where they need to respond to it. So I think that is what has surprised me the most throughout this.
That's amazing.
That's really cool. And so, Tim, what was it like to be a guest on your daughter's show? Like, what was that feeling?
Well, you can imagine. Did I use the term intimidated earlier?
Yeah. Yes, you have.
Well, I'll tell you, it was really great doing it because I didn't know what to expect, because it's your daughter, right?
Right.
But I quickly realized that when you have passion, you can tell a story, and you have the facts. That is the perfect formula for having an audience and being smarter than anybody else, and they listen to you at that point. And just listening to her go back and forth and kind of rattle all of the facts. I mean, true facts, not stuff that you right. think are things that are. Right. It made all the difference in the world. And at that point in time, I always encouraged my children to do whatever was in their heart.
Right.
But she really, really, really is good at doing this. Awesome.
Yeah.
And so that, to me, when I did that side by side, all I could do was just kind of sit there and listen in awe. Because at that point in time, I was like second string.
Yeah.
Keeping on the topic of sports debates, who do you think wins more arguments between the both of y'all? Because my dad's the smartest guy. He wins all of them. I won't admit it, but he wins a lot of them.
That's because my voice is deeper.
Yeah,
that works.
I feel like I win more.
Yeah.
Okay. Bring anything to it.
All right. We'll do another episode just on that.
I'm like,
so
give me more.
Who's more emotional during games?
Oh man.
She is.
Yeah, I've witnessed her emotions through Facebook messaging.
Yeah.
Listen, SEC football is not for the weak, okay?
Oh yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh no.
Well, it's not, and I can't be in public during Carolina Duke games.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
It is not. It's not appropriate.
You almost got kicked out of a
nursing home. Yes, I almost got kicked out of a nursing home.
A nursing home.
Yeah,
I was at my school dance while the game was going, and I was singing. I was like, I had to like go in like a little corner and make sure nobody saw me, because I was like, I don't want these teachers hearing me.
No, my dad had fallen and cracked a rib, and we flew down to Florida to go see him, and it happened to be one of the nights of the Carolina Duke game at the Dean Dome, and at a couple times, I overheard the nurses like, I cannot wait until this thing is over so he will just shut up.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be the same way.
All right. Who talks more trash? Because I know Nash talks more trash for me.
That might be a tie.
See, again, there is guy trash talk, and there's guy-gal trash talk.
Yeah.
Then there's dad-daughter trash talk. I mean, you gotta have different modes of trash talk. You know what I mean?
You're right. There's different levels. I love that.
Yeah. Another one. Who overreacts more? Because if it came to me and my dad, I gotta say me, because I will literally cry about everything.
Yeah, he does.
Because I feel like I'm a part of the team. Yeah. Any team. I'm like, I feel bad for these guys.
And I think that comes from age too. But
I mean, like when Caleb Wilson went down, I cried.
Yes, you did.
I was like,
yeah, no. So who overreacts more?
Marissa definitely overreacts more than me. I'm a little more stoic in my approach to stuff. I mean, I've had so many highs and lows in my life. I tend not to get overreactive about much of anything. The difference between a good athlete and a great athlete is the ability to control your emotions.
Yeah.
Because the great athletes, they don't make stupid mistakes that come from being over emotional.
Right.
I mean, Jordan. That's all I gotta say, Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that prime example.
Jordan.
Yep.
Timothy.
There's another, and a bad example would be Draymond Green.
Oh
yeah,
for
sure.
Jackson's the Giants or keep him with
Dennis Rodman.
Oh, Dennis.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a really good one.
Timothy, what are you most proud of that has nothing to do with sports when it comes to raising Marisa?
I think what I'm most proud of is that her ability to really kind of assume responsibility for herself. When you raise kids, it's hard to let them go. But at some point in time, you pivot from being a director to a coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do everything for them; they got to do it on their own. And that makes me proud that she's been able to assume full responsibility for herself. And I kind of let the steering wheel go, and call me when you need me.
Right.
I'm almost a full-grown adult. Almost.
Oh my God! How much longer do you have to wait for that, Marisa?
Probably like 5 more years.
Okay. All right, we'll check in 5 years if we're still doing the podcast.
I gotta learn responsibility. 100%.
You do need to learn responsibility, but that's. I mean, and almost
comes with age.
Yeah, well, that's almost why.
I mean, you're really responsible, and you're 50, so
exactly. But that's why starting this podcast, I wanted to do it with him. Was like there's these conversations that I would love him to be a part of, and like I've said in multiple,
had so many conversations where I'm like, wow.
Well, and I just like putting him in situations and having him figure his way out of them. And not necessarily figure like bad situations, but how to navigate them because kids today are always on their phones.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
they don't know how to talk to people.
Mm-hmm. I do.
And this is one of those situations where you have to learn how to talk to people and connect with them.
I do know how to talk to people.
I know. You're getting there.
I was just taking.
He talks a lot now.
Oh yeah,
he does talk a lot now.
Oh yeah.
All right, Marisa, what do you appreciate now that you didn't when you were younger?
I think overall, there are a lot of things that it's hard to hear certain points of wisdom when you're younger. But I appreciate the fact that I got it. It's kind of one of those things when you're, I can't even believe I'm saying this. Nash, at your age, I'm sure it's seeming like everything is greener. The grass is always greener on the other side. Your situation is so much worse than everybody else's. In talking with my dad and just like even having my dad around still is so precious to me. And it's such a great perspective that it took me, I think, up until like the last 10 years just to be like, you know what? I'm truly blessed. Like, even when I was like at my most annoyed, I don't even know how long puberty lasted. It felt like a billion years at the time, but like just how lucky I was to have a dad that would even bother, that would even take the time to be critical of me, that even wanted me to do something different than what I was doing now, I started playing golf here in Charlotte with a couple of girls. And it's just funny because they're like, well, why did you start playing golf? And I was like, well, it's funny. My dad told me that business deals are done on the golf course. So I saw a little bit of importance in it and getting some basic skill sets down so that I can go. And like, now here I am, like probably 10 years into my career, going on golf retreats with people that I work with and making business deals on the golf. And it's one of those full circle moments where it's like, damn, dad was right. But also like, I appreciate the fact that I had the chance to even say and do that. So, that's me.
It's gonna happen to me.
That is.
It's 100% gonna happen.
There's gonna be that moment.
I'm like, oh
yeah.
Right.
Well, it's interesting. So my parents just moved to Raleigh, to a retirement community here, and in doing this podcast, one of the things I'm going to do is actually pivot it in a way, and I'm going to do a specific segment that we're calling "Pull Up a Chair," where I'm going to talk to my dad and just try to understand a little bit more.
Bring up my opa, which is Dutch.
Yes.
For the
do it. Yeah.
Well, I want because I want to hear stuff from him that I don't think I actually paid attention to, and I want to have his voice a little bit too in for posterity down the road. So
listen, hindsight is 20 freaking. It's not even 2020. It's 20 freaking 17.
Exactly.
So it's it's important to kind of just take a beat, take a step back, take a look, and like really appreciate things for what they are.
Right. Exactly. All right. So I think we're going to wrap this up. But Nash,
do a special segment that's going to be really fast, and it's going to be like kind of like an easy like answer thing, and it's going to be the lightning round. Yeah. It's going to be fast answers.
Okay.
Good idea. I like that idea.
Yeah. First one.
Can I steal it?
Yes. All yours.
Yeah.
All yours.
First one. Favorite Alabama athlete?
Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
Nice call.
Oh, God.
Guy's a beast.
Yeah, he is a beast. Although, my boy, Cooper DeJean, trucked him.
Oh, my God. That was like 2 seasons ago.
All right, anyway. All right. Favorite sporting event attended?
For me?
Yeah.
It would have to be the Masters.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
I was at the Masters the first year that Tiger Woods won.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nash, you go.
Bucket list sporting event.
Kentucky Derby.
Oh, I like that one. Tim, you got one?
World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, 2030.
Yep. All right. Favorite sports movie?
Any Given Sunday.
Oh.
Any Given Sunday. Ooh, wow.
I think I was too young when it first came out, and I watched it probably like 2 years ago, and I was like, this is an unknown treasure.
Yeah. Mine is Friday Night Lights.
That's a good one.
Okay.
I really like Remember the Titans. That's mine.
Remember the Titans is fantastic.
Remember the Titans.
That's a good one.
Fantastic.
That's another good one.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Athletes you would like to interview, or like just one athlete, either one. You can make a list.
Muhammad Ali. He was my hero.
Fantastic choice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right, Marissa.
Oh man, if we're doing dead athletes, I would absolutely love to interview Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
Kobe. My gosh. You know what? Yeah. I think between the two, Muhammad and Kobe, I think if you could get Muhammad, Kobe, and I can't. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, I'll come back to it.
I would like Jackie Robinson.
That's right. That's who I was going to.
Jackie Robinson would be so fun.
That would be a good one.
And Kobe together. Oh, fantastic.
I mean, living right now would be Luke Kuechly, because that's the guy that created the whole Panthers thing with me.
All right. Yes, he did. All right. Best advice Dad ever gave you, Marissa?
I hate to even admit this, but you got to do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do.
Oh, that needs to go on a T-shirt.
That's nice.
That needs to go on a T-shirt.
I literally have it written on a Post-it in my office, because I'm just like,
I love that.
I got to truck through these emails so that I can get to the end of the day.
That sounds like that T-shirt I developed when I was working for a company, and Planet Hollywood was one of my clients.
Okay,
I had a T-shirt made up. It said, "It doesn't matter how you get there, just get there."
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's good. Timothy, favorite coaching memory?
When I was playing college football, I was a big guy. We ran a wishbone in high school. I show up to college. They're in a wishbone, and I'm over there with the fullbacks, and the coach says to me, "Son, what are you doing over here? Your feet are too quick. Get over there with the halfbacks."
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. All right, Marissa, favorite caddy memory?
Oh man, this was in high school, and I was playing on my girls' golf team, and it was probably a hole that I won. I didn't even realize that I had won, because golf is so slow. And it was just so funny because I won the hole, and Dad leaned over and he was like, "Good job, sport. That girl is terrible." And I was like, "Yeah, she is. She's terrible. Let's talk more trash about the girl from the other school, the other high school."
That's amazing. Ooh, I love that.
I remember, I played a kid, and I called him a goober after the game because he was like
he was a goober.
He was face guarding me.
He was.
I got the ball like almost like none of the game, and he was face guarding me. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right. You were the decoy.
I was like, what are you doing,
you
buddy?
were the decoy. All right, so last one. Most underrated lesson sports can teach kids.
Patience.
Yeah, that is underrated and needed. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. Yes. Patience, Nash. Patience.
Like
My phrase.
RELAX, relax.
Yeah, I do
Aaron
that.
Rodgers.
I do the Aaron Rodgers with them. RELAX. I also use with them. You got to do the work. Mm-hmm. You got to put the work in.
Yep.
That's the big
I'll
one.
Say grace.
Say what?
Sports teaches kids grace, and they don't even realize it.
Oh my gosh, I love that too. Oh my, well, guys, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Marisa. It has opened my eyes to who you are. I got to know you, but now I feel like I know you even better. And I cannot wait for your next season. So we're going to be listening, and you're going to be teaching Nash things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I know. We'll have to have you on the show. I would love to have you guys on the show. Like I said, our season kicks off when the football season kicks off. Actually, I think we're going to do our first episode 1, season 3 at the end of August. So stay tuned, and we'd love to have you guys on the show.
Yeah. Well, when you need guests and no one's coming and we're like number 20 on the list,
stop.
Hit us up. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. You know, when this conversation began, I really thought we were going to be talking about football and golf and coaching and podcasting, and we did, but those were never really the true destination. They were simply the road that carried Tim and Marisa to where they are today. You know, and one of my favorite moments came when Tim said, but at some point in time, you pivot. You can't do everything for them. They've got to do it on their own. And I don't just think that's a lesson about parenting. It's also a lesson about leadership, mentorship, and even trust. You know, as parents, we spend years trying to prepare our children for the world. You know, if we're lucky, one day we get the privilege of watching them navigate it with confidence and maybe even teach us something along the way. Tim, Marisa, we cannot thank you enough for sharing your story. And thank you for reminding us and our listeners that the greatest victories aren't always measured by wins and losses, but by the relationships we build through them. So if this conversation made you think of someone who coached you or challenged you or even helped you shape yourself into the person you become, we'd love for you to share it with them. Until next time, just remember, sports are the backdrop, but life is the conversation.